Now on WRDE Coast TV.
To snow or not to snow? That is the question, and I'll have the answer for you in a moment.
An intrusion and 2 arrests here in the Plantation East neighborhood. Why some neighbors are saying that it's taken away their sense of security.
DUIs rising in Georgetown while traffic tickets increasing in Sussex County. What police say is causing more arrests and citations.
Plans to change a major road in Fenwick Island. What you need to know if you take 54.
From the beaches to the bays, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV News at 6 starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Charlie Sakaitis has the evening off. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams, who has an update on the potential snow we might receive here on the coast, whether we want it or not.
And Paul, so far we're hearing not pushing the panic button just yet? Question mark?
Yeah, that's it. In fact, I have an even better way of putting it. We're not pushing the panic button, but we are dialing up the awareness dial, okay? And this is the reason why. Starting at 4:30 in the morning, we're going to have temperatures at 36, 35, for example, in Broadkill and Rehoboth Beach. All this area here is actually what our models are showing that we will have the potential of snow. Now, this odd color right here, this is the dividing line between the snow and the rain. We go from 4:30 to, let's say, 6:30. We still have chances of snow throughout Millsboro, along Highway 113, 35 degrees in Selbyville, 36 in Fenwick Island. Temperatures are going to be above freezing, so accumulation is not likely to occur in a massive way. 7 o'clock, we still have some leftover snow showers in Rehoboth, Dewey, Milton, Broadkill. Now, that's the northern portion of our viewing area. Now we go to the southern portion. By 6:30, we're looking for an outbreak of snow showers throughout Salisbury, Ocean Pines, Ocean City, Berlin. But notice we are just above freezing, so accumulation is not looking like a sure bet, but we're still looking for that snow to occur. So ultimately, here's what we are expecting, because it's going to clear out very quickly behind this. Expect early morning snow between 3 a.m. to 7:30. That's the timing. The amount of snow, a dusting to about a half an inch. And after the snow, temps are going to fall fast, particularly Friday and Saturday. We'll have more on your full forecast in a moment. Till then, back to you, Maddie.
Paul, thank you. Added security cameras, a result of security concerns at Plantations East. A home was left with a shattered window and sliced screen door after 2 teenagers broke in. WRDE's Heidi Kirk shows us how a recent string of crimes in a normally quiet neighborhood has some on edge.
Added security cameras.
We just don't want to be prisoners in our own homes.
Just one addition to some homes in Plantation East after an attempted break-in on Sunday night.
The homeowner wasn't home at the time, but he was using his security camera. He was able to see that there was a subject walking around his screened-in porch area of his house, and he was holding a large knife.
Delaware State Police say 2 men have been arrested after smashing a window, slicing through a screen door, and making their way into one garage. Nothing was stolen, and police arrested them shortly after the homeowner called police. Watching the scene from his camera, Karen Bova lives just a few doors down from the home where this happened. Bova has been living here since 2004 and says she's noticed an increase in scary situations like this.
I keep telling people it's getting closer and closer to home. Do what you got to do to protect yourselves and let everybody know.
If you take a look behind me, you'll see the homes here on Pecan Court where this happened. We spoke with one neighbor and she told us that this area gets pretty dark and the cameras are the only thing that gives them a sense of security. But others say they feel the recent break-in and an assault are isolated incidents.
We feel very secure here still, and hopefully this was just a one-of-a-kind issue and won't happen again.
The 2 teenagers have been charged with multiple felonies and are incarcerated. With coverage you can count on, I'm Heidi Kirk in Lewis, WRDE Coast TV News.
Now, just weeks ago, another incident took place down Plantation Road, striking fear in the community. On January 14th, an argument between 2 people led to shots fired, and 33-year-old Timothy Littleton was arrested. He was charged with menacing, possession of a firearm, and resisting arrest. Now, 3 children apparently were present at the time of that fight.
If you've driven through Georgetown, you might have seen more people getting pulled over. Police say speeding, distracted driving, DUIs, and more have increased. WRDE's Cody Decker shows us why officers are concerned and what drivers should be aware of.
Police in Georgetown are the busiest they've been since the start of the pandemic. Last year's citations nearly doubled, warnings increased by about 50%, and DUIs nearly doubled as well. Police Chief Ralph Holmes says the numbers stand out in the small town.
We are concerned with DUIs as a whole. I don't think I'm not in a panic mode with it, just because every crime, to include DUI, ebbs and flows.
When it comes to traffic stops here in Millsboro, Police Chief Brian Calloway told me that the pandemic seemed to have played a role in that. During the pandemic, Millsboro saw about 1,000 to 2,000 traffic stops a year, while much before the pandemic there were about 4,000 a year. Both Millsboro and Georgetown police say numbers were down during the height of the pandemic because fewer drivers were on the road. That's no longer the case. According to data from the Delaware Office of Highway Safety, drunk driving arrests in Sussex County have been about the same, but DUI drug arrests have increased. The state says it's partnering with local police departments to keep the roads safer.
We'll work with them to either set up overtime patrols throughout the year. Our next one coming up is scheduled to be between Super Bowl weekend through St. Patrick's Day weekend. We look at, the times of the year when we see increases in DUI arrests and crashes.
Chief Holmes says addressing addiction is just as important as increased patrols.
With the heroin and fentanyl epidemic that we're dealing with, the ongoing problems associated with that, alcohol and alcohol abuse is obviously an issue when you're talking about this number of DUIs.
As Central Sussex County grows, so does dangerous driving and efforts to stop it. With coverage you can count on in Sussex County, Cody Decker, WRDE Coast TV News.
Chief Holmes says the department is focused on hiring more officers that will specifically be on patrol.
A former Delaware correctional officer has been indicted on 3 charges after a canine officer in his care died after being left in a hot car. The Department of Justice says Daryl Wiley left Canine Lux in his work car for more than 4 hours last September, a day where the high was more than 80 degrees. And they say this was nothing new, as Wiley had allegedly left Lux in the car for as long as 8 hours in the past. According to officials, Wiley is no longer employed at the Department of Corrections and again is now facing felony charges.
Those traveling along Salt Marsh Boulevard will be brought to a stop starting next month. That is when DelDOT says construction to remove the part of the road between Seashore Drive to the east end will begin as the next step in the Plantation Road Improvements Project for DelDOT. Detours will be in place to take Plantation Road and Robinsonville Road or Plantation Road to Beaver Dam Road to Route 9. Some are excited to see less traffic on Salt Marsh Boulevard, while others say the detours will make their commute much longer.
Constantly, people are just flying through. There's stop signs here, and they just blow right through them all the time, and I just don't understand why everybody wants to cut through this road.
Sometimes you'll sit in it for 10-15 minutes, and if there's going to be more traffic there, I can only imagine how much worse it's going to get right there.
The next DelDOT Public Workshop meeting to discuss updates on the project as well as others in the 5 Points area will be held in May. And this brings us to our Coast TV poll of the night. We want to know, what do you think is the biggest problem on Plantation Road? Let's see those updated results from the last hour.
Take a look at the bottom of your screen. 62% now say more turn lanes are needed, which we were just speaking about. 20% say the sidewalks being inconsistent. That's kind of a big problem there. 9% say not enough stoplights. 9% say it's too narrow. So turn lanes seem to be the biggest concern on Plantation Boulevard.
For sure. And we will show you those updated results later on.
We will. And if you haven't voted yet, you can do so on WRDE.com or our app. And we'll have those updated results, like Mallory just said, on the news at 11. After years of controversy about several 5G Verizon poles in Dewey Beach, an antenna has appeared in Rehoboth Beach at the end of Surf Avenue. The pole sits where it was replaced last year, and the new antenna was installed in December. Apparently, no additional applications for other antennas are in the works there in Rehoboth.
Sussex County Council is helping make sure the White Creek dredging will take place. The council says the project would deepen the navigation channel of the creek that links the Indian River Bay and Assawoman Canal for safer boating access on a local waterway. As part of the agreement, the county says it will contribute $1 million to the project using funds from the county's accommodations tax. According to the council, $4.7 million is slated to begin early February and will be completed by March 31st.
Safety is a key concern for drivers on our coast, which is why the bridge on Lighthouse Road in Fenwick Island is getting replaced. Right now, DelDOT is conducting a public workshop about the bridge's replacement where community members can share their opinions on that project. We spoke with DelDOT today about why this bridge replacement is much needed.
It ultimately comes down to safety. We have an inventory of bridges that are inspected by our bridge management crews, and this has come up on the inventory as being in need of replacement. It's still safe, but safety is our main why, not only for the traveling public today, but for future generations.
DelDOT says construction would start in October of 2024. We are just getting started.
Coming up, Camp Arrowhead Road is expected to be open tomorrow. What drivers need to know before their commute.
And we are seeing rain-soaked streets at this particular time with the heaviest of showers right now along Highway 1. But we have a few snowflakes that we're expecting by early tomorrow morning.
But first, Eagles fanatic, the man who literally lives on the Eagles way. I'm not exaggerating. That story and more right after this in just 60 seconds.
Cameron Hall, GLAAD Media Awards nominee for Outstanding Variety or Talk Show Episode.
On our next show.
Are dream jobs real? You won't believe what they get paid to do. From getting paid to eat to traveling the world to test the most extravagant experiences. And talk about laying down on the job. You'll never believe what this person does to make a living. How'd they land the gig? They reveal their secrets. Plus, the expert advice so you can find your dream job too.
All on Cameron Hall.
Wednesday at noon on WRDE.
Running a food pantry can be a lot of work, but thankfully, I've got a lot of help.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We brought backup.
We're always grateful to have the Food Line associates pitch in, because the more help we get, the more we can give.
Here you go.
Thanks.
Oh, you're so
And our local community needs it now more than ever.
Are we too late?
No, we got you.
Here to fill tables and hearts with hope. Food Lion Feeds.
Thank you.
Here for every moment.
These are photos of a longtime Eagles fan living on Delmarva. Eagles fever is at an all-time high here on Delmarva.
WRDE's Charles Reinert shows us how Russell Smart is so much of a fan, he even named his kids after former Eagles players.
Russell Smart will cheer for the Eagles, even in his kitchen. Cheering on the Eagles is second nature to him. Smart has been a fan of the Birds since he was 12 years old.
My dad was a Giants fan, used to watch, he would be watching his game and I'd see Randall Cunningham, twice a year running all over him. And I was like, man, I like this guy. Just the way he played the game was incredible. So that's what really kind of got me going.
Stepping into Smart's home office is like stepping into an Eagles history book with signatures, pictures, and Eagles memorabilia everywhere you look. And in his garage, pieces of Eagles history, like a Super Bowl 52 banner from the game and Eagles rally towels from throughout the years. Smart has been to over 100 games, 16 different stadiums, 2 Super Bowls, 4 NFC Championship games, and numerous playoff games. Smart is such a big Eagles fan, he even changed the street that he lives on's name to Eagles Run. Smart's love for the Eagles extends to his family as well, as his 2 sons are named after former Eagles. Trent is named after Trent Cole, and son Dawkins is named after Smart's favorite Eagle, Brian Dawkins. To Smart, rooting for the Eagles is a way of life.
It means everything. It's what I do. It's my main hobby. I travel to watch games. I got boys named after Eagles players, the whole 9 yards. So that's my go-to.
As the Eagles take on the Kansas City Chiefs in Arizona, Smart says enjoying the ride through the good times and bad times is what makes being an Eagles fan special.
The Phillies were in the World Series, now the Eagles is in the Super Bowl. It's a good time to be an Eagles fan. That's why it's good to be tried and true instead of a bandwagon hopper. Don't try jumping on now.
Smiling on the road to victory. As for the big game on February 12th, Smart says he's trying his best to make his way out to Arizona to root on the Birds, and he is predicting an Eagles victory. With coverage you can count on, I'm Charles Ryan reporting in Del Mar, WRDE Coast TV News.
Speaking of the Eagles, there's a sibling rivalry in the Super Bowl. Delmarva Sports Network Zach Parnes has the details on the big game, including a mom who really can't lose.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studio.
The hype is still oh so high within our Delmarva Sports Network office. I'm sure it's still rolling for you Eagle fans at home. The Birds back in the Super Bowl again, but this time there's a little sibling rivalry attached to this big game. Philadelphia's center Jason Kelce is going head-to-head with his brother, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. It's the first time the two brothers have ever squared off in the Super Bowl. An absolute conflict of interest for the Kelce matriarch. Donna Kelce, mom, AKA, is the first mother to ever have her sons play against each other for the Lombardi. Now, because they're actually both on offense, they won't play any downs against each other, but regardless, Travis Kelce says this has been a moment he's been expecting and kind of waiting for.
Haven't talked to him yet, but cool scenario to be in. You know, my mom can't lose. I'll just leave it at that. It's going to be an amazing feeling playing against him. And, you know, obviously I respect everybody over there in the Eagles organization. And you won't see me talking too much trash because of how much respect and how much I love my brother. But it's definitely going to be an emotional game. That's for sure.
Yes, it will. A mother's conflict, a brother's battle. The Kelce storyline is just the gift that keeps on giving here in the weeks leading up to the Super Bowl. Eagle fans, only 12 more days until the big game. That'll do it for sports. Have a good night.
Well, the radar is showing us a good amount of rain in our area, and there's a possibility of snow for tomorrow morning as well. We'll go into that coming up in a moment.
Furnitureland's President's Day sale is going on now. Save up to 25% off personalized looks store-wide or get 0% APR for 60 months. Furnitureland, from here to home.
Toyota is a leader when it comes to electrified vehicles. With an exceptional selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and all-electric. Today, gas-electric hybrids are the popular choice, with a gas engine helping charge the battery, which means more freedom and less worry about range. Visit buyatoyota.com today to shop hybrid inventory near you. Toyota, let's go places.
With hundreds of reviews, DryTech is honored to be Delmarva's most decorated 5-star crawl space expert. The stars are a high honor, but it's your words we appreciate most.
DryTech did not try to sell me what I did not need, only the best solution.
The DryTech team will elevate your understanding of what professionalism looks like.
It took a trustworthy expert whose ethics mattered more than profit to present the best solution for me.
I can't say enough great things about DryTech. Do yourself a favor and get an estimate today.
Have you dry-teched yet?
Keep it fresh. Keep it local with Baywater Trading Company. You can find fresh, homegrown, and wholesome produce and meats, or sign up for a CSA program available for every season. Plus, artisan breads and donuts freshly baked in-house daily. Check out our vinaigrettes or creamy dressings, tasty homemade sauces, and more, including our own CBD.
Come visit Baywater Trading Company Wednesday through Sunday.
Located on Route 50 in Hebron, or check out weekly events on Baywater Trading Company Facebook page today.
Living a good life means being healthy. But what does it mean to be healthy and stay healthy? It means getting the right kind of care. Right here. And convenient. It means having the right hospital to coordinate the delivery of health care for the entire community. Atlantic General Hospital. We'll put you on the right path to good health and keep you there.
Ashley's President's Day mattress sale is here to give you the best night's sleep. Save $600 on select mattresses. Hurry into America's #1 furniture and mattress store or visit ashley.com for better sleep and savings. Ashley in tax-free Del Mar and Millsboro, Delaware.
So we have something pretty neat we've been talking about, this little, what did you call it, Paul? The
Squiggly thing in the corner.
Squiggly thing.
Squiggly thing in the corner.
Good way to put it.
And we want to hear more about it because we need it for tomorrow morning.
That's right. We want to see when the wet weather could potentially change over to, I'm not going to say the S word, Paul. I'm going to let you handle that.
Okay. Snow, flurries, possibility.
Stop saying bad words.
I know. Listen, we're not pushing the panic, buddy. We're simply turning up the awareness dial. So the code is in the corner. Put your phone on camera, scan it, and you'll get the latest version of our app, which you'll need in order to track this as this moves across our region early tomorrow morning. Right now we have rain. It's sliding from the west to the east, and it's just rain, keeping it very raw at this time. One cold front is already pushed through, and we're looking for a bit of a disturbance. It's going to wave its way through as well. That'll add to the, let's say, the pot of instability for us going into, let's say, the next 12 hours or so. The winds are right now coming out of the northeast, which means it grabs a little bit of moisture along with it since it's passing over the water. Just kind of picks it up as it moves through. The good news is we are above freezing right now. It's 37 degrees in Milton and Lewis. It's 38 degrees in Georgetown, Rehoboth, as well as Ocean City, and 39 Bethany Beach. But we have dropped by 12 degrees since yesterday in Georgetown and 13 degrees in Salisbury. So this is one of our models, which indicates basically what kind of that precipitation is coming through. 10 o'clock we'll have precipitation. Midnight we'll have precipitation. You see all this scatteredness. This is that off and on kind of pattern. Now by 2:30, you can't use this model to delineate the difference between rain and snow. It just shows you precipitation is in the area. So then we change gears like that. You get it? So now we go into a more detailed analysis of the forecast for you, because now we have what we call a mosaic rendition of what's happening with this. And that basically means we have the rain colored one color and the snow another. So we're looking at that potential of snow kicking off 4:30 in the morning. Temperatures 36, 34, 34, 35. So just above freezing. So we're not looking at much in the way of accumulation. And at 6:30, we're looking at primarily just that potential of snow flurries throughout the entire area with the winds coming out of the north. That's what those arrows mean. By 10:30 Wednesday, it's done. The southern portion of our viewing area, 5 o'clock in the morning is when we watch out for the heaviest of snow to hit, let's say, Rehoboth and Bethany Beach, but still we're right on that line in Ocean City. But it pushes through and it carries along the coast, curls back towards Georgetown and Milton by 7 o'clock, and then it carries out of the way. That was a wider view. Now we zero in on a southern view. 2:30, it's just rain. Temperatures in the 40s. 4 o'clock is just rain. But here, we wait until 5:30 before it changes over in Ocean Pines, Ocean City, Berlin, Willards, and Newark. Now from 5:30 in this part of our viewing area till about 7:30, it's done. The window's even shorter there. So with all that being the case, for example, we're looking for that chance of a flurry or two in Ocean City briefly, but then Thursday, 42. A chance of a flurry early in the morning, then we're done in Fenwick Island. And in Lewis, we're looking for, by the time the sun comes up, we're looking for just sunshine and maybe a lingering flurry or two in Rehoboth Beach, just as the sun begins to come up. So here's a look at your forecast details. Late night, early morning flurries and 33 degrees. And we're tracking it on the app, so get that QR code. Tomorrow, 41. And then on Thursday, cloudy, colder, and a chilly wind. Finally, here's a look at your extended forecast. Now, it's actually going to cloud real fast on Wednesday. So if you're going to take a picture of the snow, get it early and wake up early for that. But then we stay clear. Saturday's going to be uncomfortably cold. But then by Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we're looking at 62. It's crazy how those temperatures are going to bounce around.
Paul, thank you. According to DelDOT, Camp Arrowhead Road is expected to open tomorrow. DelDOT said in December the road was expected to open January 13th, but that was pushed back again until January 27th. We spoke with DelDOT this morning and learned the road is expected to open by 8 p.m. tomorrow. According to the agency, Camp Arrowhead Road will still have construction and lane closures in the coming months. DelDOT says the construction will add new drainage, widen the road, and update the intersection. That's at Camp Arrowhead Road and Route 24. We'll be right back.
When you smoke inside, you're not the only one who inhales. Secondhand smoke causes cancer and heart disease in adults, and respiratory problems in children, and SIDS in infants. If you smoke or vape, take it outside.
Plumbing problems?
If your toilet won't flush and your water stops running, pick up the phone and call East Coast Plumbing.
Heating problems?
If it's cold outside and the heater's not running, pick up the phone and call East Coast Plumbing.
Marital problems?
Yeah, call that guy.
If your toilet won't flush and your water stops running, pick up the phone and call East Coast Plumbing.
For all your plumbing and heating needs.
Timing is everything. For 72 hours, you will save up to 40% on all your favorite name brands only at Furniture & More. And it's my style. There's tons in stock and ready for immediate delivery. But wait, there's much more. For one day only, it's the annual warehouse sale this Saturday in Milford. And when the doors open at 9 a.m., you'll save up to 80%. First come, first serve. From the city to the shore, we always save you more.
Tired of your old tub or shower? Transform your bathroom with a safe and accessible walk-in shower from Baths by Spicer Brothers. Our tub-to-shower conversions come with the highest quality materials and a 5-star professional installation guarantee. Choose your favorite style and color, and it can be installed in as little as 1 day. Plus, right now, we're offering 0% financing with no payments until 2024. So call today to schedule your free in-home consultation with next business day and even Saturday appointments available. Spicer Brothers, a Delmarva tradition for over 20 years.
When you bank with the Farmers Bank of Willards, something wonderful happens. You make a difference in your own community. The Farmers Bank has remained locally owned and operated for nearly 100 years, and decisions on where to invest profits are still made right here by local people. In just the last 25 years, over $200 million have been reinvested into our local economy to help local families, businesses, schools, towns, and youth programs build and grow and prosper.
Switch to the Farmers Bank of Willards, where people matter.
Right now, we are simply tracking rain moving across the area, but it's expected to change over to snow by 3 o'clock in the morning till 7. Here's a look at your exclusive WRDE 10-day forecast, much warmer starting Sunday.
Paul, thank you so much. Looks good to me. And thank you for joining us here for WRDE News at 6.
For more news and local weather, you can download our WRDE News app.
The NBC Nightly News is coming up next.
We'll see you later tonight for WRDE News at 11. Have a great night.